All right, firing up OBS. Now, this off the cuff, I don't really use OBS as much, besides for these videos, because I have the whole camera set up right here. Hopefully this works, basically. I'm going to start this slow. This is very off the cuff. I've got prepared a few tabs. I've just woken up from a nap because I had to just rest my brain a little bit. But I wanted to give this update because there's a lot of things going on. And, you know, obviously I feel you guys deserve an update because we're in this group. I'm very aware of momentum. So Ahmed, thanks for mentioning that. I'm very aware of the group, the energy, momentum. But of course, as a founder, I have to always reflect on so many different parts of the business because, you know, for example, keep it simple, the SWAT team, the support team, the sniper team, you know, there's 3 parts. And the biggest thing I've been thinking about this week is because you guys may not even realize it, but when you have to sell something and actually fulfill it, you have to think about, okay, can this scale? Because we went from everybody and anybody to B2B. Now, I always challenge myself and think, okay, B2B, this is still good, it's narrowed, but can it do better? And I believe so. That's what this call is going to be about. The transmission is going to be about. There's going to be updates. I want to mention some of the stuff here. So everyone who's done their first sim, you know, the 50 XP, which is $50, will be paid to you. I'm waiting for my Stripe account to be, verified. I made a new one from my old Quantum Agency one, which was a different domain, brand new. I've got some cash coming in, so those will be paid. We're all tracking it. Okay, that my intention is not to be difficult about this or, you know, delay things as much as possible. Believe me, I want to grow this fucking thing. I want to hire 100 people if I could right now. If I got some VC funding right now, I'd be like, everybody in this fucking group is hired. Let's go. Let's test stuff out. Let's see who's got what. But right now, be very, very smart. This is a transitional point in my life personally. I don't want to get into that. But and, you know, business wise as well, I'm always thinking about, okay, what can I scale? Here's the 4 avatars that are working right now for B2B, which I've had calls with, and this has really kind of spun me into that path of, some of this stuff. And as I've been watching these screenshots and whatnot, there is, you know, the usual funnel person, coach, or whatever, where we're going to set up AI voice for their business. And my hook is, look, you're losing thousands of dollars a week because right now your audience is coming to your videos, they're watching your content, they're trying to leave you comments, they're trying to send you emails, they want questions, but they know they can't get access to you because you're human, you're limited. You know, there's only 24 hours in a freaking day. So with AI voice, you can have this thing running for you all times. There's no booking slots with AI voice. It's not like we do a one-to-one booking call like a human. AI voice can be speaking with hundreds of people per hour, having these custom conversations on your website, on your funnel, or whatever, on your onboarding process. So in terms of that, when I say, hey, you're losing thousands, you know, pay me $1,000, is a very good deal. So that's already ticked off. Then there is the corporate guys. So Angela and I have been going with some corporate guys. There's one I spoke to yesterday, signed a deal, NDA, he's paying today. For the 5K offer, but then 2.5K up front and then 2.5K after. Now, when I had this deal, of course I was super excited about closing it. But I was like, okay, with these big deals, it's always felt like I have to pause my business a little bit to build someone else's business. Now, I don't mind doing that for a fee and once things are set up. But I question, can this be scaled continuously? The answer is no. It's going to be a premium offer. I'm still going to have it. And it's something I call outbound to inbound. You'll see the VSL. So people asking, okay, quantum's changed a lot. What is the offer now? IBEC. I'm going to answer that. I want to give you the VSL of what we're selling for that premium offer. So those are the bigger clients, the big boys, where we essentially build this engine that we have here with the DMs, the simulations, the landing page. We basically just deliver them super hot leads and book calls. That's an epic offer, but it's a premium offer. Then there is agencies. This is a world I lived in for a long, long, long time. I've been a freelancer, I've been an agency owner, I built funnels, I built, AI automations for the past 2 years. This is a market I live and breathe by. And I had a call with William, which is one of Angela's leads, yesterday. Again, I had 3 back-to-back calls yesterday. And William, we started opening the conversation because the biggest problem is, guys, is the same freaking problem. is always the lead gen, the SWAT team, selling the leads, the sniper team, and the support, fulfillment. Now, where I see myself plugging into, and the voice of Alex Hormozi just pops up in my ear, and I remember some podcast from like, it must be like 7 years ago, where he was talking about some business he had, and then when he sat down and his business just plateaued, and he sat down, looked at the data, and realized like 10% of his customers are the ones he actually wants. The others take up time, they're not really that committed to this process, and he figured out his 10%, and he only focused on 10%, and his company grew. So when I think about what is my 10%, I don't want to get to a year later and be like, oh, we've been going for everybody. I'm like, okay, what is my 10% now? And I truly feel it is agencies. Because, hear me out, and I'm going to explain all this with tabs and whatever. I'm just kind of rolling here. This may confuse people. I can clarify it. Don't worry. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Agencies are the best because they have all these problems. When you're running an agency or an automation business to a local business or whatever, you still have to get the leads outbound, or get the leads somehow, get their attention. You got to sell them. And you got to fulfill for them then. And there's this, you're basically running 3 businesses at the same time, which is extremely difficult for a founder or a beginner to do. I might put this mic away because I do project my voice a bit. So hopefully it's not too boomy. And I'm like, holy shit, that's what we're trying to fix here. This is the outbound inbound engine, which I can give to agencies. I can get them more business. And in return, they can be part of the community. They can learn everything. I can help the sales scores. That's what I did. The NEPQ stuff. Actually, I forgot I'm sharing my screen. So, this stuff here, the call vault, the sniper team stuff. I've got prompts when I analyze my calls. I got the fulfillment stuff, the support side that we do for clients. So what I can do for these guys is just literally take over, help them do DMs and outreach like we've been doing, help them the sales calls. But the sales call is not really necessary when we create a simulation for that agency that they can give to a local business. In this case, William, he's going for people who sell services like home services. Well, when that person listens to their own AI voice simulation about their business and how it can act as a receptionist to answer missed calls for that business, for example, in this case, because they miss calls and they miss jobs, which has cost them money, and then that customer goes to another competitor, that is one problem we can solve AI voice. Now, I can help get the DMs, I can help get the messages, I can help them with the setup so the AI voice simulation can run for that business, and they're automatically sold on the service because they've heard it. They already had a demo before they've paid money. They've already had an almost complete version before they've even paid money. This is the holy grail of sales and AI. You can literally show someone the final product before they've even paid you money. So that means that agency owner, like William in this case, will just go for that person who's already convinced they get it. They're like, oh, of course I need this. This makes so much sense. There's very little sales required because lead gen, sales, and onboarding are 3 beasts. They take a lot of time to learn, and sync together and make sure things are working. Because, you get a client, you figure out to sell them, and then you have to figure out the automation part and how does this work, and how do I support this person while still trying to run the business and, get sales? Very, very, very difficult. And this is a pain point I've had for a long time personally. So this is the market I can speak to, because the funnel people and corporate people, I have to learn about their business. When I do a Zoom call, sales call with them, I have to learn about their business, kind of run it through some prompting to kind of practice a little bit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. And, it takes a bit of time. So not only it's difficult to scale the onboarding, it's difficult to scale the actual sales part on my side. Whereas agency guys, super easy to find, as I'm going to show you. There's school, there's Facebook, they're everywhere. They're on LinkedIn. These guys can go high level groups. Very, very easy to find. There's a lot of these guys. Maybe a lot of the SMMA guys as well. They've transitioned to the AI automation space. Very easy to find. Very easy for me to communicate with them. If I jump on a Zoom call, I could do 10 of these back to back. Easy. I already know what to say pretty much. I already know their problems. I know what they're stuck on. I know what to help them with. And I know I can package up some offer on the fly right then and there. Compared to trying to do it with all these random businesses. Like I know some of these guys here, like some are running investment companies, some are financial, some are running events. It's like all this kind of cluster of stuff, which is a great learning experience for me. but I'm trying to make, $1 million a month. I will be making $1 million a month. That is my goal. So there's no way that me just doing this chaotic shotgun approach is gonna get to that million or $1 million a month. Just no way. There needs to be the 90-10. When I say 90-10, I mean the 10% of the, is a Pareto principle. I'll look it up now. Pareto principle. There's the 80-20, then there's the 90-10, which is even more aggressive. That's why I even got this tattoo. I'm not sure if it's inverse 99K. Because when I started a software company, I was like, look, I want 1,000 people pay me $99 a month. That was the Pareto principle here of this 80-20, and it's all connected. So when I saw it in my hand and I could write and I could brainstorm stuff, I would always look at this tattoo and think, am I going the right way? Is this the most focused way to go? So, surprise, surprise, it always comes up to my mind. And, going for all these random leads and stuff is epic. Everyone will be paid, whatever. But I'm now really tunnel visioning, channeling that energy. Because, after so many years, you just want to really channel the energy. And I've become very good at energy and channeling my energy and my anger even and my frustration into building things. That's just what a masculine energy is. So this is where I feel we can go for. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the context of this. I'm just setting the scene here. And to close the loop, the fourth avatar is just the one that, fourth lead just wants the prompts. So the third guy I had the call with, was meant to have a call yesterday. I'm having it today. He just wants the prompts. He's like, cool. He's already a sophisticated AI and he does AI work in videos for something. But he just wants the prompts. So there's that fourth type who just wants the prompts, who just wants to have a chat and, learn something. They don't particularly want the engine. They don't particularly want me to set anything up. They just want to see the prompts, or they want to see how I think behind some of these processes, which is great. Easy. It's kind of a DIY offer. I just show it, sell it for $500 or $1,000. Away they go. But out of the four, the funnel people, the average coaches or course creators, content creators, cool. Then there's the corporate guys, the execs, the event-based businesses, financial guys, whatever, SaaS companies even technically. And then there's the agency guys who are struggling to kind of really do things. They're probably new to the scene or intermediate. They're still figuring things out. And it's the biggest problem I can solve just very quickly. Because as I'm going to explain, there's nothing new to create. Everything we've been doing now is what I would literally do for the agency owner. For a fee, right? Which will be paid back for the jobs they do, because now their customer is my customer. It's a win-win. The more I grow their business, the more customers they need for me to onboard and set up the automations, AI voice stuff, because this is only AI voice. I'm not doing anything else for them. I'm not doing DMs or Facebook ads. We're just rocking AI voice for the people who get it and who want an AI voice agency. That's what we're creating a new sector, a new kind of sub-niche, sub-market, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for these agency guys. So that's really what I'm, focusing on. So to dive into some actual visuals. So to recap some of the stuff I've been doing, there's a new prompt thingy. There's a DM prompt, which I'll walk through. How I track my leads, some of the stuff I'm doing to optimize the mirror sessions, because I see a lot of the mirrors are being created. Like Angela made 33 or something in the last week, which is nuts. But then only I see about 9 people took it. So I'm already, ding, ding, ding. There's a bottleneck here that needs to be fixed, because we're getting people to reply. They're going for DM sequences. We're creating the mirror. They get in the link and they're not fucking doing it. So that needs to be fixed. And how I fix that, I'm going to fix it is, instead of just a Vappy link, I'm going to use Lovable, which is a funny name, to create a custom landing page. I already have the prompt for this. I basically will just do the same thing we do for the simulation, is we create a landing page for them with the AI voice thing embedded into it. So it's their name, their business, a little bit of copy and bullets for their name. So it's hyper personalized, and it isn't just some raw Vappy link, which is not branded to us, and they're maybe a bit confused, or how secure is this, or blah, 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 blah. It may have some FAQs at the bottom as well, as I'm thinking about it. And now just fix that bottleneck, because if we're sending out 33 simulation links and 9 people are taking it, I don't like that. That needs to be a lot higher. But the beauty about focusing on one avatar is we get really good at DMs. So this DM thing is probably going to be more improved, and that's why I redid it a little bit, because this is all linking to this point already. And I'll show you how this works and how it's connected. The DMs can be a little bit better. Instead of trying to hit everybody, we can hit agency owners for their specific points, and AI can do a better job because it has the instructions to. The simulations can now be better. Instead of B2B and it's AI trying to figure out how to sell to those guys, it can be more custom tailored. These guys can now click the links because they get it. They're technical people. They're building automations and AI stuff for companies. That's the business they're in. Of course they want to fucking listen to an AI voice chat thing. There's no hesitations. And unlike these people where they're like, oh, I might click the link, or how is this relevant to me? It's just like, click the link and just have a conversation, doofus. Whereas agency guys who are already tech savvy, they want to see it. They're constantly trying to improve and innovate. So of course they want to be ahead of the trend and listen to different tools. As William said, this is the best AI voice demo I've ever had so far. So, the question now becomes, how do I integrate your technology in my business that I'm already running and sell this to clients who already need it? But in this case, I'm speaking as William as an example, but I don't want to do the technology. I don't want to figure out. I don't want to spend 100 hours of prompts. I don't want to figure out the tech stuff. I don't want to manage it. It's a whole freaking department. Well, this is where I come in. This is a strategic alliance. This is a joint venture partnership, which is where I wanted to head with this offer. Because, for the funnel guys and the other avatars, I can build the engine, but you always got to remember, you're spending time. There's an opportunity cost. You're spending time building someone else's business. Now, I've done that my whole freaking life, and you guys have probably done that as well. That's why you've been hired for these jobs of appointment setters and, VAs. And then it gets to a point where, I don't want to just build this one time. I want to be paid continuously for the work I've done already for you. Because the hardest part is the first 14 days. And then I don't want to start from scratch. If I start from scratch, I want also a piece of that business too. That's what we're doing. Whereas with the agency guys, it's like, great, we've set this up for you. You get it. Bring more customers in so we can keep doing this. And now their customer, that is again subcontracted out to me. So there's consistent, recurring, continuous income on my part for the systems and assets I've already built for them. Does that make sense? Like, the more customers they bring in, the more I help them with their sales and onboarding and DMs, the more their business grows. And because their business grows, my business grows. Which was not really possible with the free avatars before. Like I mentioned multiple times, I'm not going to repeat them. Because, we build the business once, and then it's like you have to lock in some kind of deal or get some kind of cut, and it's just difficult to try and be a master of all industries. When I built funnels and wrote copy for people back in the day before AI, imagine that. It was all manual. It was me opening up a doc and having maybe some formulas and writing all the stuff. And I had to learn about every single industry, every single pain point, every single hook, what that avatar needs. And it was like this, massively enlightening, and I learned a lot. But in terms of building a business and becoming rich, it's not scalable. That's why I never became rich. I made money, I made good money, but I never became rich. So this is where I feel finally it's all clicking into place. I have a system that can scale. They basically access to the tools, this thing I'm going to show you, outbound to inbound, where I basically run clients through 9 prompts, where we do the avatar, the offer, the landing page, the simulation, the post simulation, the DMs, where to find those people, and of course the setter SOP, what it's about, and then hiring. If they want to hire and give this engine to someone else, their team or someone new like you guys, I can connect you and those clients. That was my initial plan. But as I'm looking at this, I'd rather do this for an agency owner, speak to them for an hour, get this ready for them within an hour, and away they go, and they start getting customers and clients. They have full clarity, they have full confidence, they have skills, they have a community because they also live in the syndicate. They've improved on their sales calls. They don't need to manage automation shit in the background. That can be handled for them quickly. They focus on one offer, which is AI voice, so it's easy to scale and easy to distinguish themselves. And they have their set role to do, and we have our set role to do. So the word self-made is coming to my mind. Nobody is self-made. It's team-made. This is where, you know, you need to partner up with people to make lots of money, because everybody has their own set role to do. Everyone's good at one or two specific skills. Like I'm good at a certain thing. Like I hate design work. I don't like design and shit. I don't like to sit and build stuff anymore, like automation. I can do it, but it's not the best use of my time. I'm more better connecting the dots or connecting clients or team members, really kind of giving them the tools and opportunities and resources and accountability to just do the work, so they can just put things together and work as a team, and I can just, you know, help out as much as I can from like a 30,000 foot view and just see where the blind spots are and bottlenecks in the whole process. That's really where my spotlight is, as well as speaking to these guys and, you know, get them on board. Now you may be thinking, okay, how on earth is this fucking relevant to you, to me, whatever, to you? The point is, nothing's gonna change. We're just gonna go and focus on agency guys now, and I'm gonna show you. You know, we can find them via LinkedIn, of course. There's Skool, Skool. There was other stuff I was going for. There's Codalytics. There's tons of resort cold email. The best part of these guys is they're pretty active online. They're on Facebook. They're in Facebook groups. They're learning sales skills. You know, these are the easiest guys to tap into. They're the most hungry. Not all of them, but a lot of them are, because they're, you know, looking for skills. They're young, usually in their 20s. So it's just the best market to best segment to go for to really scale. So hopefully it's making sense and connecting the dots. Let me just see if it's recording. Okay. OBS. I don't trust OBS. It crashes. So what can I figure out now? Let me see what we've got. So let me just go through the flows. The process is exactly the same. So let me just see. Let me just walk you through again. So now we have this in our mind. Okay, this is who we're going for. Forget everybody else. We're going for, you know, agency owners. Not even SaaS. I mean, they can. Here's the thing. That's what I was going to show you. They may not call themselves a SaaS found or whatever. There's Go High Level people, which is a very popular CRM system they use. They could be agency automation funnels, AAA, which is an AI automations agency. There's, you know, agency owner, automation consultant. They go by different names. You know, Go High Level expert. There's different ways to you know, to skin this cat, so to speak. Agency SaaS. A lot of them have white label domains. Like my one is 60 Seconds AI. That's my project that I worked on for 2 years for many local businesses, which was purely as DMs, but then of course I moved to AI voice. So we would run these campaigns here, and an AI chatbot will go speak to someone. Say a Facebook lead will come in from Messenger, AI will take over instantly and have a full-blown conversation. Massively valuable, because the business owner doesn't have to sit on their phone talking to people. It's so mind-numbing. And the best thing about these campaigns, when we did the database reactivation, say a business had, you know, 10,000 phone numbers from their previous 5 years working, we would send a message out to all those people spread over time, and AI will have full-blown conversations with those people to push them to their business, to book a call, to come back for their services, whatever. Very, 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 very powerful. We can do the same thing essentially and combine this SMS thing with AI voice. We can start off SMS and then give them a phone call to, in this case, like say William, if it's a carpenter or whatever, or let's say a painter, you know, with the AI voice, say they missed a call, it'll go straight to AI voice and say, you know, or where are you based, which city or which town, you know, which area, zip code, how big is your house, what do you need done, you know, what is your budget, and all of that stuff can be answered for them, and they can email or a notification on their phone with just that summary and maybe like a score of hot, cold, or whatever, warm lead, the phone number and information. So now they can call that business or that person up and just have a quick conversation. A lot of these guys are busy. They don't have time to speak 10-15 minutes with everybody who rings them, but AI voice can. So hopefully you're starting to see the opportunity. AI voice is so flexible in so many different ways, whether it's marketing or inbound stuff or outbound. Maybe I won't really do cold calls with AI voice yet. There's just too many legalities and bullshit in that. But there's hiring, there's onboarding, there's a lot of things where time can be saved, especially now that the voice is getting super good and the prompting is getting really good from my continuous freaking testing. So you get it. You get it, you get it, you get it. I'm going to put this in, I'm going to refine it. The best part is about this randomizer. I still haven't done this randomizer thing. But again, we're making this super specific now. Nobody has, it's not like anyone's going, oh, who do we go for? It's like, now we know who to go for and only to go for. Forget everybody else. You only have 200 connections, maybe 100 connections a week on LinkedIn. You don't want to waste that on just random businesses that might respond. And I'll show you how I actually go for these guys later. So yeah, you don't want to waste it. That means it's hyper specific, and that means the syndicate list is going to be literally the creme de la, whatever that word is. I can never say it. Creme de la. Or de la. Creme de la. Creme de la creme. That was I just saw it now. The top of the top of the top. That's all we give a shit about. We can't help every business. It's just a fact. But I know I can help these guys a lot. And they just so happen to be very easy to find. And I pretty much have a solution to all of their problems. Not just a piece. It's not like we just sell DMs. Like, I can fix their lead gen, their sales, and their onboarding. They just have to be the face of it. My team, my developers work behind the scenes. They don't see me. The client doesn't see me. They're still the face of their business. Their white labeled business, like their 60 seconds AI. But all that work is being contracted out to me for a very small fee, to be honest, because I want to be in business and build a relationship. So that's kind of how it's going to go. Like I said, you're going to get the video of this. I'm going to put up on the page. I've got this page done, which I was going to send out to these outbound, inbound people, which is what happens when they go through the simulation, the DM simulation. For the last 2 weeks, this is what I've been building. They finally come to a video and have a call with me. I want to finish and redo that video, and I'm going to send you the link to this page so you see what this outbound to inbound offer is about. It'll make a lot more sense. And now it's going to make even more sense when we realize, holy shit, we can just do this for agency people, help them get more business, so then I can fulfill for their business, improve their business, and then we build a massive community around it. Basically our own little ecosystem, our own syndicate, wink wink. That's kind of where this was began in the first place. I already knew I had something like this coming up, but I didn't fully click. All right, so some tips. So this thing here, let me see. So what's different about this? Let me just load up some profile I have, Joseph. This works the same way. You just take this whole thing, and I'll show you what it outputs. I put the link in earlier, but the same kind of style. It's still personalized, it's still in the human-centered bastion, so it pulls in from their profile. Now it's more focused about asking them about outbound. The previous one, 5.9, is very focused on AI voice. It tries to get the AI voice idea across very quickly, which I'll still use. We can still use for very hot leads who just maybe ask about AI voice, or anyone I use that sends me a message from LinkedIn content, like a DM, like, hey, I saw your content, blah, blah, blah. I'll still use it for warm leads. But cold, I realized, everybody's doing outbound in some way. That's the best part about this whole engine. If you're reaching out to people, you're doing some kind of outbound. So, especially on LinkedIn. So I was like, let me ask an almost rhetorical question. Like, instead of saying, hey, do you reach out to leads? Like, this is a slightly better version of that. We get a higher response rate because of course they're doing this shit. Of course, that's why they live on LinkedIn. I was like, why don't I just ask a rhetorical question at the beginning to get them to say yes or something? I'll show you. So I still do this to guys who've done the simulation. Let's see. Okay. This is the guy who just wants the prompts. Great. So this is the one I send. Look, the same thing here. This might sound a bit weird. Blah blah blah. This is this very GPT I just showed you. And then they're like, yes, blah 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 blah. Haven't read this yet through the coaching process. So they start a conversation with me because it's a simple question to say yes to. When I realized the previous GPTs were a bit too wordy, and I'll show you what I mean by wordy, even though people responded to this, like stuff like this. Event strategy become a war zone lately. Startups want AI, demand, logistic. Like, I don't know what this business is. This is what I mean by going for businesses I have no clue about. I don't know what she does. But, she replied back, and I was like, great, I still don't know what the hell you do. And then trying to get this person on a sales call and figure out their business and then wonder how to help them and actually onboard them and get them results. It's like, fucking hell, I've really got to pull out all my freaking cards here. But when I saw like Hector, who I found in the school group, which I was like, saw you in Dan's automation group. Yes, how are you? It's like, sup, man. You tested DBRs, which is database reactivation with AI voice. And then he's like, blah, 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 whatnot. Thanks for reaching out. I appreciate that. They're actually appreciative of me reaching out to them. This is what I mean, the difference between an agency guy who's trying to figure everything out because he's probably young to the process, new, overwhelmed as shit. And I understand that. Compared to like a corporate business where it's like, it's like have to like figure like, and she wrote more. Jesus Christ. So yeah, it's like, okay, great. It just simplifies so much in the process. The lead gen side for us is simple. The call is simple. The simulation is simple. Then the call is simple because I know what to do. I don't need to prep for it. I can do 10 of these back to back. Easy. I can never do 10 of these Ashleys back to back because I'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about? I don't know what you're doing. Let me figure this out. Let me use AI to figure out your business. And then still, there's always a feeling like this guy doesn't really know as much as I do know about business. Like this stuff here, AI wrote this. I have no idea what on earth this means, really. It means a lot to her, clearly, but not so much to me. And I can't really emulate this on a sales call. I can do my best, but hopefully you're starting to get the picture between the shift and avatar. You cannot scale when there's this confusion. Like, I cannot do the number of calls I want. They don't take the simulations as much. The onboarding is harder, and the last place I want to get stuck is in my own onboarding, which is what's happened this week, where I'm stuck figuring out clients and all this stuff. And then like I see your messages on the groups, but I'm like, I've got to focus on this. Like, this is the priority at the moment. I'll get back to you guys later because I've got to fix so many other pieces, so many freaking fires in the business. Whereas now, if you focus on one specific avatar and I know what to do, it's easy. I get up. I don't need to prep anything. The onboarding is easy. It'll be automated super quickly. And then we can just focus on hitting up new business, doing more team calls, hanging out in Discord, sharing cool stuff, and getting paid. That's really what I want this to loop back to. So all I do when I wake up is just check the team stuff, make sure everything's good, make sure that my own clients are good, which is the agency owners, who will be in the same group, in the syndicate group. So it's like one ecosystem for me, instead of managing multiple clients who like live elsewhere. Again, hopefully I've drilled this point home. You get it, because I've explained like 5 different times in 5 different angles. Hopefully you get it. The point is, we're moving forward with this. Okay, some of you may not agree, and I know some of you checked out or tapped out. Great. Like I said, I cannot please everybody. Some people like whatever. Sophie wanted a more corporate style career ascent. I can't give you that. Some people are busy with the other stuff. Some people don't realize the opportunity of AI voice and how it's gonna fucking dominate every single industry, especially when the AI voice gets so good it sounds more human than a human. Alarm bells, hello? Anybody listening? To the point, these corporate companies are going to start firing off tons of people and VAs and sellers because AI can just take over that stuff. This is where the world is going. If you don't see that, good luck. Like, seriously, good luck. And I don't mean that in a mean way or aggressive way. It's just the fact. I'm only here to deliver you the truth. That's what I'm here for. So what else can I show you? So messaging. This is an RI calculator I have for the outbound projections, what I use for the sales calls. Not relevant right now. But the point is, where this is heading, or what I really do is just sell deployable, repeatable deployments to the clients we generate for the agency guys. One agency has multiple clients. They have one niche, which is quick. Once I figure out one niche, I can figure out for everybody else. We're shifting from just doing onboarding stuff for people and literally building an entire business to building a very specific infrastructure. This is beyond automations. I'm here to build AI infrastructure. That is my goal. That's where the money is at. That's where the passive money is at once it's all set up. It's sticky, and GPT wrote this, by the way. And they said to me, you're basically selling picks and shovels for agencies. So if you know about the gold rush, you can look it up. But the guys who got rich were the ones who sold the picks and shovels in the end because there wasn't much gold around. But the ones selling all the shovels and tools and equipment are the ones who got rich. So essentially, in like a kind of a tongue-in-cheek way, this is what we're doing here. I'm providing the people the tools so they can operate their own business better, and that's something I'm very good at. That's my ultimate skill set. Out of all, you know, when I spoke about skill sets and having someone having a certain role, that is really my role in this whole process, really. So I can talk more about school stuff, but I think school is going to be an untapped opportunity because a lot of these guys live on these platforms. So I'm going to yet still dive into other stuff. But like you see, I had a female profile, of course. You know, females works better. Nothing optimized. Some of these groups, by the way, which I'm naturally part of. Let's see here. In my own main account, I'm part of so many here. Some of them free to join, some are paid. If you have to pay $47 a month to join a group, which is a really good group, great. Let's do that. But you can see some of these have already a lot of communities already built up. Now we're not going to go pitch them right away. We're going to do the same approach as I've already tested just once here. We take their profile, run the GPT on their profile, and then bang. So I just did it for one just to test it because in this group, some groups require you to get to 5 points to level up. Most don't, but some do. But the best part about school is there's no limits. There's no connection limit or there's no limit to how many groups you can join. So it's really for the beginner, like some of you are, who don't have LinkedIn profiles or Facebook or live in another country, we need the VPN, all this bullshit. You can just start with school or maybe even cold email. But school is really the best. Or even Facebook communities, really, because a lot of these guys respond to messages like this, cold DMs, because they do cold DMs. But the easiest way to get this is, how did I do it? I wonder if I should. Okay, cool. So what I did was just put notes down, and then if people like it, you get 5 points. So per like on your comment or post like this, you get a point. Now it's super easy to get 5 likes, especially when you go for posts and just put stuff down like this, like I did. That helps people out or gives them some insights, which is super easy for me because I've been doing this for so long. For you guys, I'm gonna have a GPT. Surprise, surprise. That you can just paste this, a screenshot of this, and then boom. You can just, it can write a little post comment for you or whatever. And then you can post it in, you can help people out. And as soon as you get to 5 points, really, you can start messaging people in the group. That's some for the bigger groups. A lot of them, like I said, don't even need that requirement. So you can start a chat with almost anyone. Like, besides obviously the main people in the group. See Joe M. Boom. You can click chat. You can add here. You have to see what his connection is. Now for this group, I'll show an example. When I copy and paste this, sometimes it pulls in different names on here. So I have to always make sure that it's Joe M. So I'll show an example. If you're going to do this now, there's going to be trained on this. Only do Joe M. I want to test this a bit more. I've only tested this as of yesterday. Yeah. So whatever. Follow him. Chat. Cool. Maybe sup is maybe not the most feminine thing to do. Hey. Whatever. What do girls do? Like, hey. I'm pretending to be Angela now. And then just send that out. Or Vita. And the more active you are, the more legit it looks, like this. So a lot of you can just really focus on school only and get really good results. I'm still going to focus on LinkedIn because it's super good for me. Super good for Angela, clearly, as you guys have noticed. But there's still Facebook. There's still the cold email stuff. There's Codalytics, because I can type in agency. And this is free, by the way. I didn't pay for this tool. You can pay $99 a month to get, other stuff. So it has links to their LinkedIn profile, Facebook profile, and this is free. And you can sort by city, location, revenue, headcount, technologies they use, like, if they use Go High Level or whatever. This tool is badass for cold outreach. You can export the whole thing. You only have 100 for the free account. I don't really export it because a lot of stuff is free here, but sometimes they hide the emails. As of now, they started hiding the emails. Yeah. But reveal. There we go. Before it was available, now it isn't. There's other scraper tools. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's so many freaking tools to get this information. Like, our issue is not find leads, which I mentioned in the VSL. It's how do we message them? Well, we fixed that with the GPT. So, and then we just create a simulation for them when they respond. Like we fixed this. We're onto something here, and we're about to make a fuck ton of money. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. We're about to make shitloads of money here, and I'm aware of this, of course, because I've been in this business for a while. And that's why I spent last week figuring out who do we channel this MG at, because I don't want you guys just trying a bunch of shit and then I have, like, some of you send me screenshots from this lead that you spoke to and they have some response, and then I'm trying to respond to it based on like a little screenshot. I'm like, I don't freaking know what to say to these people. Like, just stick the screenshot into GPT and tell it to write your response. But with these guys, it's easy. It's super, super easy, because they all have the same problem as us. We're solving our own problems as well as their problems. So I don't want you to dive into Codalytics yet. You can test it if you want to, but School is a good option, which I'm going to dive into. Stick to LinkedIn. If you have an active Facebook account, there's already community and groups I have a list of that you can hit me up, or I can just post them that we can start attacking, which is where Angela met William. It was in a sales group, NAPQ sales group, where she messaged him, and then he got to me. And yeah, very, very easy to find these leads, very easy to message them. There's very little bottlenecks. They take the simulations up. They're open to technology and AI voice in general. And then how I help them solve their problem for their clients is to implement AI voice. It's all linked together. It's all linked together. Randomizer I mentioned, Lovable I mentioned, the messaging I mentioned. So what else can I give you? What other tips? What I do now when I organize these leads, Airtable is super cool. So for your top leads, what I recommend is, let's see, lead name. Oh, it's gone there. You can just add a table and say create with AI. Hey, I want you to create. What is it? Reading or not? Okay, I have to type. So I want to activate my voice feature or dictate. Hey, I want you to create a table which is the lead name, last contact date, social media profile, and then checkboxes for replied, sim taken. And in your case, messaged Angela. So I want checkboxes for those, and I also want a text field for the simulation short link that we're going to add, the URL link. Oh, shit. So it can build this thing for you with AI. You can type it, but I like to go away. So I can build this table. It's not very difficult to build as a table, but I'll show you how it's pretty cool to keep track, because I kept I built it. Let me see. Lead outreach. So I built this thing. You can see very similar to mine. It has a checkbox, a tick thing, message Angela, the simulation link. Boom, perfect. So that's essentially what you can create. And the best part about this is, when I have a lead, let me close this shit. Say I messaged Bruce today. Boom, I can put 21st, and he moves back up on the list. Boom. So I'm constantly like scanning the people here. And then I never miss a lead, because I don't want to miss a lead. Every single lead, every DM, every like, every comment is someone you haven't monetized yet. So I'm looking to monetize this shit. Like, Jeffrey here that responded, I'm going to have a call today. Boom. Oscar, Antonio and Joe, we're going to message on Sunday. And I have this lead. So Christian, I sent him a follow-up because I saw the list. I was like, oh God, I haven't messaged him in a week. And he responded back to me. I'll show you real life fucking in the trenches experience. I don't know if you see it, but it's like I sent a message, he didn't reply. I sent a second one, and then I put Christian ? Is my third one. If they don't respond after 2 messages, I literally put the name ? As like an authoritative thing, like Christian, like wake up. And it's like, sorry, being offline. I'm in an event marathon which ends August 31st. So now I messaged him. Boom, he moves back up the list. And then when it comes 31st or whatever, I'll remember because I see this list. And it's constantly what do I put? Organized by last contact date, latest to earliest. There's some leads at the bottom which I haven't got to yet, because they're like my actual Dream 100. But this is a super quick way, and this is free, because I realized when you clone Airtable into a new workspace, they have workspaces which are like literal workspaces, just categories of tables. If you just clone the workspace, they just reset this limit to 30 days again. So I'm like, great. Every month I just clone over my monthly thing, and then start a new workspace, and just get the free account with all the all the unlimited stuff, besides like little emojis or whatever they have. So it's super handy. You can just use this right away. That means no lead is slipped. This will come in handy later because if you're using multiple channels in school or whatever, you don't want things slipping through. But right now it's super easy because you can just check here on this date and just see who you didn't follow up with. So I just checked the date maybe like 2-3 days back, like these people, because I've been so busy I couldn't even get back to these leads. Like these guys, got to give them a sim, whatever. So yeah, super easy in this case if you just have one inbox. But for the top leads, in my case at least, I want to have a good record of people that are literally like this close to closing, because your job eventually, role, job, task, whatever, is going to be to log in the first thing in the morning. I make my content because I want to practice writing, because I love it. I used to write Facebook ads and emails, so I post on LinkedIn just as like an experiment for myself, which actually doesn't get many likes but gets a few DMs messaging me and new connections and requests. That's all I give a shit about right now. And then I sit down like, okay, who is the lowest hanging fruit? Who is like this away from giving me money? And I sit down and look at the list. I'm like, great, there's Christian, and then there's Joseph, and then there's Stephen Turner with NDA, and then there's Bruce. I got to redo this thing for him. And that's all I focus on. And most of my day is just that. And then at the end of the evening, I try and cram like a bunch of other stuff, like the team stuff, or check the group. But I don't like to be disturbed in those 3-6 hours, because I'm in like a certain rhythm. There's rhythms to your day, and you feel whatever is good to you. So content for me, a little bit of writing in the morning, checking my low-hanging fruit, and then getting back to those people who are step 1 or step 2. If someone is step 3 and needs to have a mirror done, like that's ideally the first person to go for, because they're closer to the line, to the hole. Like if it's golf, like, if they need just a little tap, go for those first. Don't start with a cold lead in the morning, because that's kind of backwards. Always hit the low-hanging fruit first. Especially in this case if you can pay for sims or whatever. So this is more for sniper people. This kind of a tip. But if we keep performance only, for the performance people, be great. For the simulations, for the hourly, I know some of you guys want to get paid hourly. That's totally fucking cool. I want to get that rolling. I already have a list of the active people in Discord, because surprise, the majority of them aren't really active, which is fine. That's how I know how these things work, who's really withstood the test of time. And here we are, there's 5-6 people who are really active in the group, and that's really the 5 or 6 I want to start with ASAP. As soon as the Stripe thing is fixed, I've got this payment coming in, and then I want to get some of these guys as well. So like I said, I've got about 10 G's coming in from this business alone, this project, and I can delegate, designate that cash back into the team. Like, I don't need my freaking Lamborghinis or bullshit. I live a very lean life. Most of this money is going to be pumped right back into the business. So that's how it's going to work. Let's see what else I missed. That's really it, to be honest. Let me see the Discord group, see what's happening. So it's good you guys are on it. Jason. So I think I already marked this. Yeah, I already marked this. I thought there's a new one. There's general, you guys are getting the flow, which is great. We're not going to add any new people. I'm not going to do any rounds to this. I'll just start with you guys already, because we have more than enough on our plate. But really, from end of today, tomorrow, I'm hitting agencies hard on school, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, as I've showed you, just to warm this up again, to reset your minds a bit. And I'll document that. A lot of this has been me testing stuff, so I didn't want to really record it, because on good thing I didn't, because it probably wouldn't have been relevant. But from now on, now that we're super focused, I'm going to start documenting my own outreach, how I reach out to these guys, what I do in school, what the replies I get, how I respond to them. It's going to be more and more transparent as we go on. And I'll start posting a recording as well, because I do get, like I'll show you, like I do get the notifications. So some of you, like Jason, boom. So Jeff spoke for Thingy. There's William, Labia. So Dr. Thingy spoke for a bit. This was a test one on Bruce I did today. John Butcher, there's another client, funnel client, so he tested it. So I get notifications, but I might add like a automatic automation to just post these in, so we can start having some kind of leaderboard where, at the end of, on Friday, for example, every Friday, there's like a leaderboard. So like, have your names, and then we'll see, boom, how many simulations were sent out, because that's the KPI we're going for. It's not about DMs, it's how many simulations were taken. That's really what the main KPI is. Not even sent out, how many were taken. So it's my job to fix that little bottleneck with, the custom page, So instead of the link just going to Vappy, it's going to be a custom page for the lead, and it's worth it as well because these leads are valuable. If they've come so far in the process, they deserve like a some kind of landing page and deserve to just take the freaking simulation. So we've already done all the work up front. The real value is in them taking the simulation. Some maybe 5 minutes, some 2, some do 10, some do 15. Is a difference. Some get sold in 2 minutes, some get sold in 15 minutes. I don't really mind. It costs a couple of cents, like maybe like 50 cents to run like a 5-minute call. So I'm all for it. It's saving massive, colossal amounts of time. Which reminds me, I need to add something to the VSL. So I'll get the VSL done today. I'll render this, upload it, make sure it's good. And then if you have any questions, anything that's confusing, hit me up. Let's just talk about this video, comment on it. And then we can roll from there. From literally tomorrow, we can just get this ball rolling. Waiting for these funds to just launch this freaking thing. But I'm super pumped and now super aligned and clear on where I'm heading. And of course, if I'm heading in one direction, you guys are with me. So hopefully that's cleared up a lot of things. And give me a good excuse on why I haven't been in the group. Believe me, I'll be in the group all day if I could. But right now, I've got to fix a lot of little. It's always death by 1,000 cuts. It's always death by 1,000 cuts. It's never just one thing. It's always like 1,000 things. The prompt is off, or this happened, or this client, or that thing. The onboarding and NDA is like, ugh, and then there's like 6 p.m. already. I'm like, fucking hell. Like I barely had any time for myself. But that's just the price of doing business. And now this is getting systemized. There's not much to do besides rinse and repeat in this, which is what I'm going to document. So I'll wrap it on that. And got my mirror reflection. So who's this? I know I see some of you guys playing your games. Don't worry, I'll be joining you soon. Battlefield 6 is coming out. We can team up and do some cool shit. I've got my PC here, custom built PC, so we're gonna play some games. I'm definitely a good gamer. That's why a lot of this gamification stuff has come from games. But for now, we're so close to nailing this. So I'll be in the group. I'll post this video. I'll look out for the comments, and then we can just keep this going a few more days. And next week we should be in the kind of not suffocating phase. Like the actual stuff is flowing, and it feels already stuff is flowing now. But really, when I'm doing like 3-5 Zoom calls a day, which I want to get to, that's going to be a really good time. Really fun time. Really fun time. Looking forward to it. All right. Thanks for joining, of course. And hit me up if you have any questions. See you in a bit.